It never fails. I'm always trying to like share this on something and the music ends and I don't have enough time to do it. Welcome to Easy Out Podcast. I am your host, Sarah. With me, Cape and Megan. Megan's all excited. Her team is in the World Series. Cape and I are heartbroken. Matt
already
said he hopes the Dodgers lose. Matt and I had some heart-to-heart conversations this week because Matt's our resident Astros fan, and he was very sad for me when the Braves lost, and I was very sad for him when the Astros lost because we know I was all pulling for George Springer.
I was sad when the Astros lost, so screw you, Matt. Okay, thanks.
Hi, Grady.
I was sad when the Braves lost.
I cried. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. I cried. And I was comforted. We're not going to talk about that tonight.
Hello.
Anyway, Matt says LMFAO. Matt, I love you. Hey, where's our picture? Kent's not running the show. Fuck. Derek, do you have our picture of Matt? We all need something to smile about. There it is. There's our buddy Matt. We love Matt.
I love that picture. It's my fave.
Matt, you have to come on here sometime.
Agreed. Totes agreed. Oh!
Sorry. So, okay.
Sorry.
Go, Matt, this is not a football podcast. Get that bullshit out of here.
Mookie stole second again.
Who did? Mookie? Do we get more free tacos?
Only on Taco Tuesday, but this is his second stolen base tonight.
Well, we get the free tacos on the 28th from the first one.
That's four now in the World Series, right? Isn't it?
Yep. Sure is. I love Mookie, but fuck Mookie. Like at the same time, like I don't know how to feel about him right now.
Yeah, he should have kept his fucking ass in the American League. That's how I feel about it.
That's how I have felt about Mookie from the second this trade went down. Like I love Mookie. I love Mookie as a Red Sox. I have a Mookie Betts Red Sox jersey, and I adore him, and he's adorable. He looks like, have you seen the little meme going around where he's peeking out between everybody? And
yeah.
He's so cute. But at the same time, fuck Mookie as a Dodger because he robbed Marcel twice. No, he robbed Marcel once. He robbed Dansby once. And you know that makes me mad. And then he robbed Freddie of a home run. And I don't like it.
I love it.
Let's not pretend Mookie Betts robbing home runs is the reason the Braves lost that series.
Oh no, we're not pretending that at all. Bad base running, lots of other things are the reason the Braves lost that series. I've already ugly cried like in the last hour. So,
hey, I gotta give a shout out. Hey, Caden, how are you?
Hi, Caden. I don't know who Caden is, but hi, Caden. Matt says, you got to let me know when you're going to be coming on since I'm no longer doing guest spots on podcasts. All my shit is dead. Matt, normally it's every Thursday. We didn't do last night because Cape worked late and I just started a new job and I don't get off till 7:00. And I repeat myself 7 billion times a day. So I was really tired last night.
Yeah, I didn't text you when I got to the hotel, but my bad, Meg.
No, I thought yesterday was Wednesday. So I texted Sarah tonight and I was like, hey, so podcast, like, and she was like, well, yeah, we're doing a podcast. And I was like, oh, okay. And I said, no. And then I said something like, oh,
she's like, I'm sorry, I missed the podcast. I didn't even think about it. I thought today was Thursday. And I was like, well, yeah, yesterday was Thursday, but we're doing it tonight. And
she was like, oh, God. I kept thinking like, I've been one day off. I didn't even think today was Friday. So drop it.
I don't know. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what time it is. I know I wake up, I take my kids to school, I come back, I sit around for like 30 minutes, and then I clock in. I answer phones all day. I repeat the same script over and over and over and over again. I get to hear lots of really cool stories from people. And that's it. That's what I do for 10 hours a day. And I'm really tired because as soon as I get done with that, I hang out with my kids for a couple hours and I repeat myself 8 million times with them. So
yay.
I'm just going to record myself and play it all day long, and that's all I'm going to do. You going to be okay there?
Yeah, sorry. I thought he was going to hit it out, but he did not. He hit it pretty good, though.
Before my home run pool decided not to do a home run pool during the World Series, I picked Brandon Lau, and I was like, I'll just take him for every game. And then he hit two, like he fucking went yard the other night. And I was like, I could have had money there. But it happens. Matt wants to sit and drink and talk shit. Matt Kinney, working from home is really awesome. I just really legitimately don't know what day it is anymore.
I wish I could work from home.
I don't know what day it is at all, period, ever. So.
I accidentally turned my work computer on. Apparently, like I have this huge setup now. There's monitors all around me. They sent me 2 more. I don't know if I'm supposed to use them, but I have 3 for work and 1 for this. And I feel like I'm doing something illegal. Like my setup in here looks like I'm running a hacking network.
You should.
I should. I bet I could make more money doing that.
I did that thing where you post a picture, like, what does it look like I do or for a living or whatever. I got a lot of good ideas today, actually. So
I don't want to do that because I don't want to know what people are going to think.
Yeah, I got a lot of weird stuff, but I don't know.
I don't know what I look like I do for a living. Matt says if the Rays win, he will show his hole because he'll be happy.
Not interested.
Are we making some kind of a bet on this? Like, what are we doing here?
The Rays aren't winning this series anyways.
I'm also not interested because I would like the Dodgers to win. So, sorry.
Matt says he worked for Apple from home. His wife started Humana training from home 3 weeks ago. I work for an insurance company as well, and it's all kinds of fun. Asshole or dickhole, your pick. You know what, Matt? I'll get back to you on that. I don't want Marcel to be my green screen tonight. So while we're talking, I'm going to change it because I'm still very sad about it. And I'm sad about the fact that I may not see Marcel again. And you know who else I may not see again on the team that I'm used to seeing him on is that man right there.
Springer?
Springer may have played his last game as an Astro. That makes me sad.
True.
But at the same time, it doesn't. I kind of want, there's been like the Springer to the Red Sox movement. Do it. Go, George. Go play in Boston. I want it.
Why? Aren't they about to blow their team up?
I don't know what they're doing. Like, it's a rebuild right now, but bring him in. Like, let's get George Springer on the Red Sox. Why not? I would, as much as I would love for him to be a Brave, there's nowhere for him to go.
He's going to be a Yankee.
Yeah. Oh, God. Don't say that.
He is.
I don't want George Springer in pinstripes, and I don't want George Springer to shave. Like, no, absolutely not. I can't have that. George Springer can't shave that beard. He looks like he's like 7 when he does. And right now,
well, Bueller's still in.
Bueller's still in. Yeah. I'm sorry, but I loved that Dansby owned Bueller in that second game. It made me happy. I know it didn't make you happy. I loved it. Former roommates. Go get them, dance.
I loved that they kept showing pictures of them like being roommates. It was so cute. Sit down.
I remember, like, I've always been a Vandy baseball fan, so I remember Dansby before the glow up, before the beard and the wonderful hair. And every time somebody posts pictures from that video interview of him and Walker, I just laugh because the only thing I think of is Dansby saying that he likes the song that bands to make her dance, but he changed the words to dance.
That's corny as fuck.
It was stupid. And then Walker said the song he most hated that Dansby likes to play was Neon by Chris Young. And I was like, that young man has potential.
Dude, Walker's dealing tonight, though. Let me tell you, him and his tight pants.
He looked so fucking stupid with his pants on.
I'm sorry, but when the reporter asked him about the tight pants after the loss, and he was like, "This is not the time or place, Michael."
And, they were like, and he like got up. I was like,
"It's like,
yes,
oh,
sir, thank you."
Somebody doesn't want to be asked about his tight pants. Okay.
Well, because they asked Freed about it right before that.
So why did they ask Max Freed about Walker Buehler's pants?
Bro, if I'd have been Max, I'd have clowned his ass.
Did you not see that?
I did. I saw it, but at the same time, I was like,
they asked him, and I was like, why does he care? Like
Max Freed does not give a fuck about Walker Buehler's tight pants. Let me just say this, though. I will go on the record with it. Walker Buehler is wearing like 95 style pants, and I think we need to go back to that.
Yes.
Kate probably doesn't give a shit, but between me and you, I think we should go back to that.
Don't give a fuck.
He doesn't give a fuck because he wasn't born yet.
Who, me?
Yeah.
He was born.
I was born in the 80s.
He was just a baby, and he doesn't care about baseball players' asses. Okay, so Cape had some things he wanted to say. We were going to wait till next week. We did have a guest scheduled for this week. Unfortunately, he got called to night shift at his work, so he's not going to be joining us tonight. I'm very sad about that. I'm going to tell you all right now, I was really going to flirt with that guy.
You act like we didn't know that.
Everybody knew that. Everybody, if you've seen the guy, you knew it was going to happen. But he'll be on at some point in time, and I'll save it for then.
I don't even really know how to say the shit that I want to say. But after we lost the other night, I saw a bunch of fans that are like, oh, I'm just so fucking proud of this team that we made it this far. And that is a limp dick attitude to have. If we keep being complacent and having that attitude as fans, the front office isn't going to give a fuck. Why should they? The fans are fine with just making it to Game 7 of an NLCS. That's a bullshit attitude.
I mean, for me, obviously, I don't think the front office gives a fuck what the fans think, no matter what.
Well, that's obvious. They've shown us that time and time again. So
yeah, I mean, I think we can both agree on that part of it. I mean, for me, as a Braves fan, I am not happy about what happened in the NLCS. Bats died. Huge mistakes were made, obviously. But what I will say that I am proud of is the fact that, this team came in and it was pitcher down, pitcher down, pitcher down. All that was left was Mike Soroka and Max Fried. Mike Soroka went down and a lot of people went, that's it, they're done. And instead of having that attitude as a team, the Braves came out and they said, no, fuck that. We're going to fight. They went through 13 different starting pitchers. They went through a lot and they fought all season. Honestly, I was surprised we made it as far as we did. I was happy about that. I wanted more. Everybody wanted more. But I think there are things to be proud of as far as their attitude of never quitting during the season when they had so many things stacked against them.
Yeah, no, and here's one thing. You're not going to hear me say a sour fucking word about the pitching and any of the postseason because those dudes did shit, were asked to do shit that some of them had no fucking business doing in the first place. Mm-hmm. And they stepped up, they dropped their balls on the fucking sidewalk, and they did it. But one thing I don't want to hear the words World Series or nothing come out of fucking Freddie Freeman's mouth again until he proves it and shows it. You had the fucking chance in the 9th inning in Game 7. You're the person that's supposed to be at the fucking plate, and you can't even put a ball in play. So I don't want to hear this fucking spring training. Oh, it's World Series or nothing. No, you just had the fucking chance.
Mm-hmm. I think, and that's where I go back to, I love Mookie Betts, but I'm so mad at him. So many of his defensive plays really just kind of, and they shouldn't have had that attitude. They shouldn't have let it get to them the way they did. But those big plays that Mookie had, I feel like every time he had a play, it just kind of took the wind out of their sails. And they never should have let that get to them. That's the mental side of baseball. Yep. Matt says he would really have liked to see the Braves in it. You know what? Of course, me and Cape would have too. Megan's happy. I'm happy for Megan that her team is there.
I would have been happy in the reverse situation because the Braves deserve it. Like, I've been so freaking calm about this whole entire, worlds. Obviously, I want to win because I want people to just stop fucking calling us chokers or whatever. It's fine, but Tampa deserves it just as much too. So I've been super calm because if I lose, because it's me, it's my team. If we lose, I wouldn't picture losing to a more deserving team, if that makes sense. Like, and to the Braves too. I mean, I was already like, I already had accepted losing to the Braves because I've.
Oh, trust me, we had already accepted beating y'all too. So.
Well, okay.
I mean, it's fucking. The series is 3-1. We should have won that.
There's not any reason that the Braves shouldn't be in the World Series right now. Yeah. But at the same time, Ian Anderson didn't perform the way everybody wanted him to in that game. And I don't hold anything against Ian Anderson. He got out of a lot of jams in that game. And what he did through the rest of the postseason, for being a rookie, for doing what he did, that kid has balls of steel. Like like Cape said, he drug him on the sidewalk. Like that dude.
I don't even care if he blew up in Game 7. That's like his 8th start of his career, and it's Game 7 of a fucking LCS series.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, he went. What other game did he pitch in?
Game
2.
Game 2, because he freaking. We couldn't
dominated.
hit yet.
We couldn't, and you have to know that, like, facing the same pitcher 2 games in a week, there's going to be adjustments. Things are going to be changed. That's just like the first time the Marlins faced the Braves faced Sixto Sanchez. They couldn't hit him. The second time they came out and it was a 29-run game. Like, you're going to make adjustments. Things are going to happen.
They blew him up in the postseason too.
Sorry, what'd you say?
They blew Sixto up in the postseason too.
Yeah, we did. Braves definitely did. It's one of those things. The more you see a pitcher, the more comfortable you are. They exploited his mistakes. That's all there is to it. I mean, the kid came out under a ton of pressure and he performed the best he could. He got out of so many things. I posted a meme on Twitter the other day that said girls with a time machine. Oh, I'm your granddaughter. And then guys with a time machine don't stay at second and third on contact. That's me. I don't give a fuck about seeing my grandmother. I would absolutely go back and be like, Dansby, don't fucking run when he hits that ball. Stay where you're at. Absolutely. I would absolutely do that.
That's what lost. We were talking about Ian Anderson not having the best start in Game 7, but pitching didn't lose us that game. We lost by 1 fucking run. And it was tied going into what, the 7th or the 8th?
Yeah, absolutely.
When did Bellinger hit the home run? Was it the 7th or the 8th? Yeah. So it's tied going. Pitching didn't lose us that fucking game.
Mm-mm. There were a ton of other mistakes that lost that game, and you can't put it on the pitching. The pitching was amazing. What the mess that Tyler Matzik got out of?
No, yeah.
All with steel.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna have a fucking heart attack.
I've never been more stressed out than I was during that game. Like,
yeah,
my phone, like my watch kept sending me heart rate alerts, and I was like, just calm. I'm fine. I finally took my watch off. I was like, fuck you. Took my watch off.
Did you post a picture?
Yeah, like I was so tense anyway. When that happened, I was just like, oh fuck, this is it. This is it. We're done. This is it. This is it. And he gets out of it, and I was just like,
well, touching on what you said earlier, the Dodgers are a team that will build off of momentum. So if you give them anything that fucking swings the momentum in the game, you're toast. I was texting with a lot of people during all the games. But as soon as when they made the base running error, I texted my friend. I was like, that's fucking game, dude. There's no way this team comes back from that.
The momentum went back and forth though, because I was saying this. I was talking to someone and it was the same thing. They were like, "Oh, don't let the Braves get," and then all of a sudden it was like, "Oh, you guys have momentum," and then we got it back, and then you guys got it back. It was a literal roller coaster, and I should have recorded myself watching the game because I was like up and down off the cat, like screaming. And
I spent a good chunk of the game. I was either like this, like totally relaxed. I was like, all right, now we're going. Or I was like this going.
Yep.
Oh my God. Like freaking out. And, it was kind of like, there were people, in Game 3 that were like, it's not okay. It's not okay. I was like, it's one fucking game. And the momentum shifted back.
I never thought we were winning Game 3 anyways.
Yeah, there was nothing in Game 3. Like somebody was like, if they lose this series, you can come back to this game. No, the fuck you can't. Nothing that happened in game 3 had any impact on game 7. It didn't have any impact on games 5 or 6 because the momentum shifted completely in game 4.
Really,
Like,
if you
was a
really want to
back
look at
and forth series. It was a really that is probably some of the fucking best baseball I have ever seen played.
If you really want to look at a moment to be like, yeah, that's where we lost the series, and it sucks because he pitched lights out the rest of the night, was Max's first inning in game 6. That's where we lost the series.
Yep. If Max settles in before those runs are scored, it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, I mean, because he pitches, he's 3 earned runs in the first inning and then goes 6 more innings or 5 2/3 more innings with like 2 hits.
Yep.
And it's crazy that the Braves can't overcome 3 fucking runs, but
it's, and it's all about, we said it last year with the Nationals. They got hot at the right time. The Braves got cold at the wrong time. Bats came in hot, and then
I don't know what the fuck the deal was, but every time the middle of the lineup kept getting on base. So every time we'd get somebody on base, is fucking Markakis and fucking Riley coming up to the plate. I'm like, well, this fucking sucks. Those runs aren't coming in.
Yep.
And you can't count on Pache. I mean, Pache played great for what little experience he has, but you can't count on him in the 9-hole to get those runners in.
No, it's
he played
Darno and Dansby were on every fucking time they came up. Like, they were locked in. Of course, I would have preferred that Darno was hitting bombs because that's what he's done for us all year.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's getting on base. That's what you need. You need him to get on base. But if you can't bring him in, you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't help. I mean, Acuna was hurt too. That was fucking obvious. I kept telling people that. People were like, no, he's not hurt. Like, he's hitting bombs. They're just not getting out. I'm like, no, dude, he can't release the bat. Like, he can't get his wrists over. Watch his swing. And then what comes out 2 days after the fucking series? His wrist was hurt. Well, yeah, no shit. We saw him run into the fucking first baseman and fall on the ground and hurt his wrist. Yeah. Wasn't that hard to see?
Bean Eater says, crazy to hear Dodgers fans saying they felt like we had the momentum. It didn't feel like it. I agree with Megan 100%. It went back and forth so much.
There's a big thing there. I'll tell you the difference. When the Dodgers get momentum, they get runners across the fucking plate. When the Braves get momentum, they get runners on base.
And they strand.
That's the big difference in the momentum in those games.
And that's been a problem for that club for 2 years now.
That's been a problem for that club for 25 years.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, the last 2 years, it has been very noticeable where you get the runners in scoring position and you don't produce. And that's what's got to change. Like that bottom of the lineup, you can't get these guys on and just continue to not bring them in for the next 2 or 3 years. That's not going to work.
I have a funny story about that. You were talking about the last few years we've had problems with that. I always go back with thinking about runners in scoring position. I remember bases were fucking loaded and Tyler Flowers hit into a fucking triple play in a game. I'm like, yeah, that's the Braves luck right there. A goddamn triple play.
That was a ball.
Bean Eater says runners left at third, less than 1 out has to change. Absolutely. There's issues they're going to have to address during the off season. And I think that they will do that. I don't know. What are you looking for them to do in the off season, Cape?
People are going to hate me for this. I really don't give a fuck. Nick Markakis should never wear a Braves jersey ever again. I think his best interest is to retire. I don't see that happening, but he should not come back to this team.
And see,
not to where if he's gonna be anything on this team, his ass needs to stay on the bench and come in if someone gets hurt or if we absolutely need a bench bat. But he has no business hitting 7th in a fucking LCS lineup.
See, one of the things I was talking to somebody about the other day was Ozuna. I don't know what's going to happen with him. I'll tell you right now, as much as I prayed for Josh Donaldson to come back, I want Marcel back more because I think he's a good fit in the clubhouse. If they don't make some kind of agreement to keep the DH, I don't see him coming back, and that's going to break my heart. I'm going to be very sad about it, but I'm prepared to deal with that. My kids were like, my kid said something about him the other day because everybody knows Lil Bear just fell in love with Ozuna this season, and I did too. absolutely love that guy. I don't care where he ends up. I will be a fan of him regardless of where he is, just like with Josh Donaldson.
Same. I'm an Ozuna stan through and through. Always.
Yeah, I will always be a fan of him. And I told the kids, I was like, he had a 1-year contract. He may not play for the Braves next year. The first thing they said was, can we send him a message? So my kids sent him a video. It doesn't show that he has seen it yet. So we'll see what happens there. It doesn't show that he has seen it yet, but they sent him a video and they said, we love you, Big Bear. And, I would love nothing more than to see him back. I don't know that we will if there's not a DH.
Yeah, if there's not a DH, I do not see them paying that amount of money to platoon him with Adam Duvall. You're not going to do it. So
I don't think so either. And and that's like when you look at the free agent market, that's I have said 1,000,001 times I would love to see George Springer in a Braves uniform. There's nowhere for him. No. There's not. He's not going to move over to left field. That's not going to happen. I know he plays right and center. I don't see him moving to left.
No.
That would be the only place there would be a hole for Ozuna, or for Springer. And if he does that, if that were to happen, he were to move to left field, the Braves were to bring him in, there is nowhere for Ozuna because there's no DH. They're not going to sit him on the bench all year.
No, they're not going to pay him $200 million to sit on the bench.
Oh, absolutely not. If they're going to pay somebody in the outfield and bring them in, it's going to be a left fielder with a bat. It's not going to be Marcell Ozuna.
No.
He doesn't, as much as I love him, as much as I love his personality, as much as I love what he did for the team and what a big piece of the spirit that he was, they are not going to pay for a mediocre arm.
No, it still amazes. I mean, I know Gold Gloves don't really mean shit anymore, but it still amazes me that he won a Gold Glove.
That's just like Ender winning a Gold Glove. You know what, Matt? You mentioning the Rangers. Now, Corey Seager, who is with the Dodgers right now, is a free agent after this year. Does anybody see
2021?
Sorry, what'd you say?
2021, not this year.
Oh, is he? He's not a free agent this year?
No.
I kept seeing stuff about him being a free agent this year. Okay. So
Justin Turner, Kike, and Peterson are the free agents. Yeah.
Bellinger's a free agent.
Both him and Corey are after. No, Bellinger is after 2023, I think.
Oh, okay.
But Corey is 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bellinger is going to get fucking paid.
Yeah, he is.
Corey's going to too. I don't know why people are freaking out. Like, oh, we're going to get him. Like, no, you're not. The Dodgers are going to fucking pay him. Like,
yeah, the Dodgers are going to see. The one thing that I would say about Corey Seager is with how well he has done in this ballpark. If the Rangers make an offer, will he take it?
There ain't no way in this is completely off topic, but there's no way in they're not moving in the fences at this park.
Oh, they will.
They're going to have to. If not, that's going to suck ass for the next 20 years for the Rangers.
Absolutely. The only person that's really consistently had success, the Rangers played how many games in that park, and Corey Seager has more home runs in that park than any of the Rangers had all year. Like they move the fences in, like that's a given. Like I don't see any way they can't do that. But with how well he has done in that park, do we think Corey Seager maybe looks at the Rangers?
Hey, I got to tell you something funny. I keep interrupting. I'm sorry. It's off topic. Did you see how the podcast just commented on the show?
Yeah.
That was Brittany. You remember you added her as an admin?
Oh, yeah.
So she commented on it, and it did it from the Easy Out page instead of from Brittany's Facebook. By the way, you can remove her as an admin, by the way. She started getting our notifications all the time.
Oh, okay. So. Brittany, I'll remove you when we're done tonight. We're glad you're watching, though.
Hi, Brittany.
She's probably watching to see what my stupid ass is talking about and doing.
Cody's has a contract until 2024. So I said 2024. 2024.
Okay. I've just seen a lot of people talking about Corey Seager getting paid.
Which I don't know why they're jumping the gun, because it's literally, because I looked right away, because I was like, I don't think Corey's done after this year. It's 2021 that his
okay,
like what do you call him?
Arbitration.
Yes, there you go. Sorry, I had the A word in my head, and yeah. But the Dodgers are going to pay Corey. The Dodgers are going to pay Cody, obviously. So I have no question about it. And I know that people were questioning Corey because they were like, well, is he going to stay healthy? I was like, he had surgery for like, one season, and he was back, and he's like better than ever. So like, everybody needs to calm down. Like, come on.
The podcast commented again and said, "Hi, Brittany, not easy out podcast." I don't know who that is, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know who that was.
I don't care. I'll give everybody the fucking password to the page. I don't care. Whoever wants to comment is easy out podcast next week. Come on with it. I do not mind. So Megan, what's going on in the game? I'm not going to lie to you. I've watched 10 minutes of the World Series.
It is 6-1. We're at the bottom of the 7th, and now Blake Trinan is in. Yay.
I see an MLB fact that says Dodgers Austin Barnes is second player in history with a run-scoring sacrifice bunt and a home run in the same game.
Dude, he freaking bunted that. Oh, man, it was great. It was
the beautiful. Last time that was done was 1961.
There are two plays that I love the most. The first one is my routine double play, my routine DP, and the second is a sacrifice bunt. Let me tell you, nothing gets me going more than those two plays. So he did that, and I was freaking jumping. I was yelling. And my neighbor texted, not the loud neighbor, my nice neighbor, and he texted me and he goes, "They scored?" And I went, "Oh, yes, they scored." And then G-Man Choi, oh my God.
Did you see him do the splits earlier? Holy shit, that looked
that man. I love that man to my very core. He's like the most underrated and best first baseman, I think, in the league. I'm just going to say that. And then he jumped and he tagged Corey Seager out because the throw was way too high. He jumped up, he caught it, and he tagged him out before he could even get to first base.
You're talking about the American League, right? Not the National League.
Huh? I'm talking about
in the league.
I'm talking about in the league. Yes, the whole like MLB is a whole. Yes. Don't even look at me like that. I'm sorry.
Sure the best first baseman in the league plays in Atlanta.
I'm sorry. But yeah, no, he's everything I love in a first baseman because I'm first base biased. So yeah, he's great. I would actually go to Rays games last year because I love him, and I would go just to watch him. So
yeah,
he's my favorite, one of my favorites. But it's bottom of the 7th right now.
I've been like trying to watch the Starting 9 live streams, and the last time I turned one on, Dallas Braden was yelling and screaming because somebody had hit a home run in games. Kike had hit a home run in Game 7, and I was like, I'm out. Bye. I'm
not gonna lie. This is like the first thing I've had to do with baseball since Game 7.
I had to take a break. I really did. I couldn't watch Game 1. Like, I kind of followed what was happening, but I couldn't watch it. Game 2, I tuned in for a few minutes, and I was like, okay, I just can't yet. Like, I'm not ready.
Yeah, Game 1 I couldn't watch. I was on a flight up here to Chicago. I couldn't watch it. I watched like 5 minutes of Game 2, but I've been catching up on Netflix. I finally watched Michael Kelly that's been on the show before. I finally watched Comey Rule. Yeah, I got a chance to watch it. It's really good. And then I've been watching
Dexter's coming back.
Yeah. Did you see what the producer said?
That
which if you watch Dexter, you know the way the show ended fucking sucked.
Bullshit.
So he said that that's the biggest reason they're coming back to do another season is to fix all the shit that they did in the last season.
Well, hopefully they don't bring Lost back because we all know how we feel about the ending of that.
Yeah, if you want to hear my Lost story, go find my episode of the Dusty and Grant. Or what's the name of that show? Sprout and Dusty. Show. Go find my episode of that show if you want to know my Lost story. I'm not telling it on this podcast.
I was so into, like, there were 3 shows, like Criminal Minds, I invested 15 years in that shit. I will never do that with a TV show again, ever. I don't fucking care. I'll never do it again. I was too attached, and when it ended, I ugly cried after the last episode of Criminal Minds. I will tell everybody that right now. I fucking ugly cried because it was 15 years of my life.
Oh yeah, that show's my shit. I love that show.
Like I was so, and the last, like, you know, that 2-hour thing where they ended it, Dr. Reed is, I would marry Matthew Gray Gubler in 2.5 seconds. I love him so much. That's the only guy that's not in my type that I am just absolutely enamored with. What they put him through in that last episode, I ugly cried for the entire 2 hours. And I was like, why are you doing this? Like the whole last fucking season, they tortured that poor guy and it pissed me off. So it ended and I was angry, even though he was okay. Dex went like, but the other 3 shows that I've ever gotten into were Californication, Weeds, and Dexter. I watched
fucking great shows.
Weeds is a good one.
Yeah, that's a great show.
Those were all good shows. I watched Queer as Folk was my other one. I have to say 4. I got into 4 shows. Queer as Folk was an amazing show.
I just started Vampire Diaries, and it's actually really good.
I never watched a single episode of it. I couldn't get into that. I couldn't get into Lost. Couldn't get into Walking Dead. There were so many TV shows that I could never get into.
It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. So.
The Walking Dead fucking sucks. I'm here to tell you that right now. That show sucks.
This is going to be awkward if we get that dude from The Walking Dead on.
I'll tell him it sucks. I'm glad to have you on, but the show sucks.
Game of Thrones never did it. Sorry, I watched the last episode. That was it.
Game of Thrones is good, but like it's so fucking slow at parts. So it's hard. I mean, it's hard to stay attentive to it.
See, I got super like first episode of Californication I was in. Like I never
that show fucking rules.
I never liked David Duchovny before that show. First episode I was hooked. Every season, every episode I was on it, and they ended it very well.
Yeah, that show's awesome. You know what show I just went back and watched? The original season of Twin Peaks.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen that. That's a great show.
That is, I've never watched, like, I really haven't. I've never really gotten into TV shows except for like 5. I did watch Desperate Housewives for a while. I got over it after about
it got super boring.
It got dumb. Like after about 4 seasons, I was like, I'm fucking done with this shit. I'm out of here.
By the time the 5th season started, I was like, dude, it's the same shit over and over again.
The storyline went to shit. I couldn't handle it. I was done.
Yeah.
Weeds, 5 seasons. Should have ended it. Should have been done. They drug it out too long. Yes, Weeds did get very dumb. It made me mad at the end. You know, the way they ended it was, you know, all right, cool, whatever. Wasn't happy about it though. 5 seasons, they could have killed it and everybody would have been fine. Dexter, it was great till the last season. And I sat there watching it like they're gonna turn this around. They're gonna turn this around. And then they ended the series and I was like,
what the fuck?
The fuck is this shit?
You know what show ended perfectly? Did you ever watch Sons of Anarchy?
No.
That's a fucking great show. And that show ended. That's the only show I've watched. So I was like, holy fuck, they ended the show the exact way they should have ended it.
That's how I've heard that about that show a lot, but I've never
seen it. Don't get me wrong. The last episode fucking sucks. And what happened sucks. But like, it was the perfect way to end that show.
That's what I've heard. Everybody always says it ended so well. And what's John from Cincinnati? What am I missing? Help me.
Who is that? Who's Plaidbeard?
I don't know who he is, but I'm glad he's here and he's talking about all of my Showtime shows with us. So I like him.
Seriously, go. Well, I don't know if you'll like it. I really liked the Comey role. It was really fucking good.
I've heard really good things about it. I haven't had
it's fucking and like he was telling us Brendan Gleeson plays Trump, but it's not a parody of Trump. Like he's not trying to be funny or like over the top with it. Like they did a really fucking good job with it.
I'm still trying to finish House of Cards. I never got to finish that.
That shit's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, it's great. you know, I sat down and I was like, I need to just start it over because I got a couple seasons into it and then I got away from it. And I was like, I got to finish this shit. So I went back and started it all over again and started watching it. And it's kind of funny because I'll be sitting there and I was like, hey.
Yeah. That's how when I watched the Comey, because that's like since we interviewed him and me and him have like kind of become friends. Like I text him almost every day or every other day we talk, especially during baseball season. So when I watched Comey Roll, I was like, this is fucking weird. Like that dude's kind of my friend. And like now I'm watching him on a Showtime show. Like this is weird.
Yeah, I do the same. Like I was sitting there watching, you know what, never mind. We're not going to talk about that part. But I was watching House of Cards and I was sitting there watching it and I was like, oh, look who it is. And, you know, I'm just sitting there going, that's pretty cool.
I watched Vampire Diaries and I was on this one episode and I was looking and this guy was an extra obviously, but he was just like in like the background scene and it was just the three vampires or something. And I was like, I know that person. I used to do a show, like I know him. I used to do a show with him at Disney and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. And another dude that I used to do a show with at Disney was a stunt double on in Black Panther. So every time I see that scene too, I'm like, this is weird to me. Cause like you're watching them and you're like, what? I know these people. It's so weird.
I've been splitting my time between House of Cards, Ozark, and Kingdom, trying to finish up Ozark. So now when I watch that, I'm like, hey.
Fuck, you're still not done with Ozark? I have to talk to you about the last episode.
I haven't even started.
I'll sit down and watch it tonight because I have nothing.
Dude, the last episode, I'm not kidding. Like, you can even ask Brittany. Like, when we watched the last episode, we were sitting in bed, and when it it like ends and then just cuts off, and me and her both went, like, did that just fucking happen? I was like, I need you to rewind it to where I can make sure what the fuck I just saw actually happen.
I need to start it.
I did get the inside scoop on Ozark, if anybody wants to know.
I haven't started it yet.
Can we share that?
Yeah, I think I can.
Is it safe?
I don't know. Let me Google it real quick.
Do we need to send a message and ask permission from our friend?
I don't want to hear it because I haven't started it yet.
We've got one more season coming back, so it'll be good. We're not even talking about baseball tonight. Megan, how's the game going?
I don't know. It's still on a freaking commercial. Like, what is happening? It's like the same commercial over and over again.
That's
yeah. I'm good. I can say it.
Huh? You can?
I could. Yeah, it's on the internet. So
what is it?
But Ozark season 4 is going to be 14 episodes, and they're all an hour long.
He said that on the show.
Oh, I didn't think he said that on the show.
Yeah, he did say that on the show that it was going to be 14 episodes.
Okay, sweet. Because I think the other seasons are like 9 episodes or 8 episodes.
Yeah, he did say
not like long seasons.
That's always fun.
I bet Jason Bateman's having a good time right now.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
That's who Dodgers in the World Series.
Jason Bateman. You know who I really want to get on
this?
Dude,
I would lose my fucking shit if Jason Bateman was
I love Jason Bateman. He's so great.
You know who I really, really, really I would die. But he's a big baseball fan, and that's what I want to do with this is talk to notable baseball fans. I know the World Cup right now, but I want Paul Rudd on this show.
Paul Rudd would be awesome. You know who my dream celebrity baseball interview would be though?
Who?
Is Jerry Seinfeld.
Okay.
Just to where we can talk shit to each other because he's a Mets fan.
And see, I want Jason Sudeikis too.
Yeah.
Those are my Kansas City guys. They're Royals fans, they're Chiefs fans, all that fun stuff. Those are my bucket list people. So if anybody that's watching this knows anything or has any kind of hookup with those guys, just get me Paul Rudd. Just please. I would end the show and then go die because that would be it.
He's so great.
Nothing would ever get better than interviewing Paul Rudd.
Ooh.
That would be pretty sick. There's a lot of people I'd like to interview and talk to.
It'd be fun. And that was the original concept of this. And that's always going to be the thing was if we get baseball players, which we have a former Indians minor league player that's going to be coming on soon. I don't know if he's going to do live or if he's going to do pre-record because he does have another job and his schedule kind of sucks right now. But however he comes on the show, I want to talk to players too, of course. I want to talk to people that are in the baseball industry, but more than anything, like I want to talk to fans. Like,
yeah.
That's why we do this live. That's why we have the comments for everybody to join us and have a good time. So that we can sit here and talk about what we love together. And so to have fans that people know who they are, other than just, your average guy. And I'll talk to your average guy down the street. Anybody that wants to come on this show and talk to him?
I just thought, I'm sure me and you know some people in the music business that like baseball that'll come on and talk.
I've sent a few messages out.
I haven't even thought about that. I could probably shoot some out.
Yeah, I've sent a few messages out. Haven't had a whole lot of luck yet, which one of them I'm waiting to talk to him because he's got some stuff going on in his personal life that's really kind of a downer right now. Yeah. But I'm going to wait till
a lot of people are in the studio right now because they can't really do anything else. So a lot of people are writing and are in the studio.
Yeah, my one of my guests, and I know Rakes isn't watching this, but I'm about to send him a message because Ryan Hurd follows Austin Riley's Rakes, and I want him to send a message.
Damn.
Hey, yo, do that, Megan.
Damn, what a fucking play.
I want
that was a good play.
Ryan Hurd
my uncle produces for him, so I can see, but I don't know if he's a baseball player.
Hey, we'll talk to him anyway.
I can do if he wants to.
We got a lot of time during the off season. I want to talk to anybody that wants to talk to us. Let's just bring them all in.
He did that twice now? Jeez, man. Choi.
What happened?
Choi, he did a jump tag play again.
Yeah, that one was pretty sick.
I'm not emotionally ready for the World Series. I'm just not. Like, I'm trying to get into it. I'm trying to cheer for somebody. I can't make myself do it.
I haven't been. I think that's why I've been so calm. Like I guess maybe I'm still in disbelief that we actually had a season. So I'm just sitting here going like, holy shit, like there's a World Series.
I'm trying to be as grateful as possible because we got to this point. Like, with everything that's happened this year, we're lucky to have had a season at all. I'm grateful for that part. I really, and Carabas posted something. He was like, Braves fans, don't be sad. That this team your time is next. And I was just like, you're not helping me, and you're just going to make me.
No, I saw that tweet and I was like, Jared, shut the fuck up for like 5 minutes and let us be mad for a second.
Just let me be sad. I've already ugly cried like 7 times, and you're going to make me ugly cry again. Don't just leave me alone for a minute. Let me have my moment. I'm sad. Let me have it. And I'm still kind of there. I'm just not. I was better for about 2 days, and now I'm back there again. And I probably will be for 3 or 4 months, and we'll see what happens in the off season.
3 or 4 months? It's going to be fucking spring training in 4 months.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to be sad about it until there's baseball again. Like, until Dansby Swanson's back on the field.
Brittany, the past 2 years has really gotten into baseball. She enjoys watching it, but we were texting the other day. I was like, dude, this is weird. Like, I'm trying to find something to watch on Netflix. Like, I'm so used to having something to watch every night. And she's like, yeah, it is weird, but it's kind of nice. Maybe we can actually watch shit besides baseball now.
Like, I went through, like, I looked at my internet history the other day because I was trying to clear some shit out for work. And was trying to find a website I had been to, and I just kind of went down this little rabbit hole where I was scrolling through everything, and it showed me every fucking game that I watched this year. So I counted them all up. Of course, I watched every single Braves game on MLB.com. So that's 72 games.
Yeah.
And then I started looking. I watched 150 fucking baseball games. I might not have seen them start to finish.
Yeah.
Because, of course, I'm watching the Braves game if it's on. But if I had multiple screens going or whatever I was doing, I watched 150 baseball games in a 60-game season.
You almost got a full season in.
I did, like 12 more games, and I would have had that shit locked down.
Yeah.
Not all the teams that I watched. I couldn't watch Astros baseball because Okay, and I didn't want to. I could have very easily either put a fucking VPN on my computer, or I could have changed my location to somewhere else. But if I did that, I was like, who knows who I'm going to black myself out from? So I just left it alone. So I didn't get to watch Astros baseball for the most part all season. I will say this, Astros fans, if you're watching and you're in here, love you guys. Had a great time with you, except for those of you that got us banned from Teespring. And even then, I'm not mad at you. I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry you couldn't take a joke. But George Springer is not going to be an Astro next year, so y'all better get ready for it, because whatever team he goes to, I'm buying that jersey too. I've got 2 Astros jerseys with his name on the back of them. I'll buy whatever the fuck team he goes to next year. Tell him goodbye. He's not coming back to you. Hope you enjoyed him. Go Red Sox on that chase. If he's a Met next year, I'm going to be so pissed.
Yeah, that'd suck.
Dude, Gratterall just hit 101 miles an hour.
God damn it.
Yo.
That was the thing that was pissing me off last week. And I was watching and I was like, their fucking guys are coming out of the bullpen and they're throwing 101. Like, the fuck do you do with that? Like, I don't know.
Damn, dude, Kevin Kiermaier.
Dude,
that dude's fucking hot. I ain't even gonna lie about that one. Like, that's an attractive man.
I can't not stare at him. Like,
there's no earthly reason why God should create people like that. You should either be hot or good at baseball.
The same way.
Look at fucking Cole Hamels.
God damn.
He looks like a fucking Greek god. And
I hate that I will probably never see Cole Hamels play baseball again, but I will follow whatever the fuck he does for the rest of his life.
You shouldn't have it both ways. You shouldn't be able to be hot and play baseball that well.
Look at Dansby Swanson.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
I mean, he's not really to the level of playing baseball great yet, but
it's really it's illegal to be able to look that good. I'm sorry. It needs to be illegal.
It's not fair. I'm going to go on the record right now. I said some shit that was out of pocket on Twitter earlier. I'm going to go ahead and fucking say it on here. Cole Hamels could ruin my life any day of the week. That's not what I said on Twitter. I said somebody else could. But Cole Hamels and Kevin Kiermaier can go ahead and ruin my fucking life. I don't care. I'm open for it. Please.
They showed a clip of him talking to his Kevin Kiermaier. They showed a clip of him talking to his kid earlier, right before going up to bat, and I was like, "What are you trying to do to me?" Like my ovaries are exploding.
I'm gonna ugly cry again.
God, I was sitting there going, "Stop!"
Like God's got to give me a break somewhere. One of these guys that's just entirely too good looking for the rest of the world and plays baseball is going to have to be single at some point in time. I can't handle it anymore. It's not fair. Stop it. Don't do this to me anymore.
Yo, I'm so ready for the fucking election.
I'm ready for it to fucking be over with. I'm so tired of this shit.
Dude, I get texts every fucking day. And I text them back every day. Fuck off. It's the only reply they get. They still text me every fucking day.
Okay, so
there's not a single fucking person in this country that doesn't know who they're voting for.
If you are watching this show, Derek shared it on Facebook, and then I reshared it from him. If you are watching this show and you're fucking tired of the I hope my mom's not watching this. I did share it on my page, and she's probably like, what the fuck? Watch your mouth. I'm friends with some of her friends on here, so they're probably disappointed in me, but that's okay. Anyways, if you are tired of being asked if you're registered to vote or whatever the hell that shit's asking you, let me tell you how to stop that right now. I got to go find it. It'll take me 2 seconds. Okay.
This would have come in handy like a month ago.
I know, right? I wish I would have known this existed a month ago and I would have done it. If you're tired of seeing all this crap, if you're watching this from Facebook, this will help you out. Go to your settings, go to see more, find Town Hall. Up in the corner, it's going to say settings. Click on that and turn off voting reminders. You're welcome. Thank Derek. He shared it with me. Somebody else shared it with him. Don't care who it was. Somebody named Aaron Barnes. I have no idea who that person is. If you're tired of seeing it, there you go. You're welcome. Have a great night. You won't see that. Like, I want to know how to turn it off on everything. I'm so tired of seeing it. I have muted so many political words. I'm tired of that crap. I've been so fortunate, like with my job, I just have random I've had some of the coolest conversations this week. Most of my customers that I deal with are older people. I've heard some really cool stories. I have been so fortunate that while we have talked about the pandemic a lot, nobody has gotten political with me. Thank God for that. I'm so tired of hearing it.
There's going to be some people real fucking upset here in about 2 weeks. So,
I'm sure. Like one group or the other is going to be real.
Yeah, it don't matter which way it goes. There's going to be some pissed off people.
They are going to be very mad. Ooh, I changed my coil in my vape, and that fucking hurt. I'm going to leave that alone for a little while.
I'm going to have to try to go early vote next week, because if not, I'm going to have to fucking vote on election day. I haven't been fucking home to vote early, so.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll be completely honest with you. I think I forgot to register. My bad.
Have you ever registered to vote?
Yeah.
You don't have to register again.
I've moved.
Oh, then you might have to do that.
I'm in a different state than when I originally registered to vote.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Then you might have to.
Yeah, because your polling location and everything changed.
Yeah, I forgot. But I'm also not going to. I think my nearest polling location is like 45 miles away. So, no. Not going to do it.
That's crazy.
That's what happens when you live I live in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Well, I mean, yeah, I get that.
Mine's like
nowhere.
I could walk to mine from my house if I wanted to. It's like a half a mile.
I wish I could. One of these days, I'll live somewhere that I can do that shit.
No, don't. Live in the middle of nowhere. It's so much better.
Do you remember our conversation from earlier tonight? That's the kind of shit that happens to me living in the middle of nowhere. I'm ready to get the fuck out of here.
True.
I'm over this shit.
Guys, we're going to have to call it quits pretty soon.
I think so. We're not really even talking about anything. We're just kind of going off.
I'm over here fucking yawning. So
we're like a minute away from an hour anyway. So
we'll stick with it for about 5 or 10 more minutes, and then we'll get the fuck out of here. Derek's probably asleep at the computer.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Poor dude.
Oh, just so everybody knows, our store is there's Matt again. Oh, Matt's still here. Matt's still here, so Derek's still awake. Just so everybody knows, I do want to give you guys a heads up. Our store is temporarily down. Hopefully we'll have that fixed here before too long. So we'll get that part taken care of. If you like what we're doing, go support us on Patreon, and that way our store will never be down again. Telling you all right now, if you like what we're doing, go see us on Patreon. Show us some love over there. I want to give a big shout out to everybody that's watching us on Facebook, everybody that's watching us on Periscope, everybody joining us from Twitch. Remember, we are kind of moving away from Facebook. We got a few more weeks left on there, and then we're going to, what you'll see is we'll start the show, like the first 10 to 15 minutes will be on Facebook, and we'll move completely over to Twitch after that. So make sure you're following us on all those platforms. I missed some comments up here. Matt said he's really surprised the Rangers never made it. He always thought Nolan Ryan won it with them.
They did make it.
Did Nolan Ryan ever get a ring?
I can't remember. But the Rangers have been in the World Series twice. Ron Washington was their manager.
Yeah.
They lost both of them.
Ron Washington. I just want to say this right now. He'll never, ever, 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 ever see this show. Please, for the love of God, Ron Washington, please don't leave the Braves.
No, I agree with you, but if he does, I completely understand it. He deserves another chance to manage.
I understand him 100% if he chooses to take a managing position. I know that's what he wants. I don't want him to leave. I want him to stick around for till the end of Snit's contract and take the fucking team over.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see happen. Will it? I don't know.
I'm going to go ahead and let you know this is Chipper's team as soon as Snicker's done. And I'm A-okay with it.
I know you're probably right, but I would rather have Ron Washington.
I wouldn't.
I just don't want him to leave.
No, I don't either. Chipper Jones is probably one of the smartest baseball minds that's ever lived, though.
You're absolutely right about that. I agree with you 100%. Megan, what inning are we in over there in the World Series?
Top of the ninth.
Oh.
No outs. Seager hit a bloop and got on first, and Turner's up 1-2.
I was about to say the troll's at the plate right now.
I just want to say one thing. That is an ugly man.
He's an ugly motherfucker. Yeah, he is.
I'm so sorry that we don't have any good-looking players on our team. But
how do you not? What is going on with this?
No, Corey Seager's attractive.
Jesus.
Corey Seager's good looking.
Okay, I do not think that man's good looking.
Mookie Betts is good looking. The rest of that team's some ugly motherfuckers.
Mookie Betts is a good looking guy, but in a little when I look at Mookie Betts, I see a little kid, and I just want to go give him a shot.
Do I want to pinch his cheeks?
Did you say, have I seen my team?
I said, have you looked at a mirror cape?
Yeah, no, that's why I'm not good at baseball, because I'm so fucking hot.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure that everybody that's ugly on our team is good at baseball, so.
That's why they're ugly.
That's
Cody Bellinger has potential.
He's goofy looking. He's definitely.
He's super goofy looking.
He just looks like Mac Miller to me. So
every time I see him, I bust out laughing. Like I cannot help but laugh every time I see Bellinger.
Like I want to meet Cody Bellinger and just be like, how long do you wait before you smoke after you wake up?
I'm sorry, but he looks friggin' hot though with this long hair, this long curly hair he's got going on.
You will never convince me that Cody Bellinger doesn't roll out of bed and light up a blunt. You won't. I don't care.
I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to.
Ever convince me he's not high 24 hours a day?
Good. Full count.
I'm trying to think. Key Cake has potential, but that dick bump thing is just too weird for me.
I fucking love that shit.
Like
he's
the weird motherfucker, and he's the one always doing weird shit.
Yeah,
him and Justin Turner do that weird dick bump thing. Like I'm cool with celebrating, do whatever you want, dislocate your shoulder like Bellinger did, but you're bumping dicks at that point. Like
so, they grab each other's asses.
How's that saying go? It's only gay if your dicks touch.
See?
Isn't that how that saying goes?
What's the matter with it though? Like you guys just hate it because it's not your team. If your team did it, you'd be okay with it.
No, bro. If my team was doing it, I'd be roasting the fuck out of them.
Okay,
I'm gonna be 100% honest right here. If I ever saw Dansby Swanson bump dicks with another man like that, that would be the end of it. I don't give a fuck how hot he is. I would just be like, I'm out.
I think it's hilarious. So
if George Springer did it, out. I can't, like, that's where I'm like, what are you doing? And I'm all for, everybody on the planet knows that I'm all for Flash. I'm all for celebrating. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I hated Bellinger's home run in Game 7, but the fucking bat flip was epic. Like, I will never, ever look at that and be like, I'll forever look at that and be like, well, that fucked my team. But I will always look at it and be like, that was fucking sexy.
I just loved the stare off into the distance. That was like, this shit's out of here, isn't it?
Well, because he had so many of them that hadn't gone out, and he had just been like,
I know.
Like, he reminds me of Matthew McConaughey in Dazed and Confused. And I love that when he thought he hit that ball out and it didn't go out, and he turned around and he's like, what? That it was perfectly behind the field and you could do whatever the fuck you wanted with it because it was a built-in green screen. I love that shit.
Yeah. Oh man.
One of these days,
I have a tweet right now in my drafts that was the fucking greatest tweet of all time if we had won, but it will forever remain in my fucking drafts now.
Well, now you have to screenshot it and send it to me so I can see what you said.
Yeah, I will.
I want to see it. I mean, that's the thing about it. Like, I will never say we got beat by a team that wasn't as good as us. Like, the Dodgers I've said that all season. The Dodgers are a scary fucking team. And I give them 100% of the credit for what they've done and what they've accomplished. They're going to be a good team for a long time. We're probably going to see that as the NLCS for a few years.
Hit the ball.
Everybody got quiet. Okay, so
I literally just I
watching.
tweeted it to where you could see it. Now I gotta fucking delete it real quick.
Whoops.
Because it was somebody else's video so it was just the link. You couldn't really see what the tweet was, so I deleted it. I'll send it to you right now. I want you to see this on the.
Yeah, send it to me. Okay, so I'll take a minute here. Let's I want to give a shout out to Back Home Media, our parent company. By the way, Dallas Braden said he's just waiting for a media company to approach him and tell him he can do this idea that he's got. So I commented on it and I was like, "Hey, Dallas, I've got a media company. Go do it." So we'll see where that gets us. I'm sure absolutely nowhere. He probably didn't even see it, but still, the idea he had was brilliant, and Barstool isn't letting him do it. So. Dallas Braden, come talk to me. Come talk to me. Come on.
I sent that to you, Sarah.
Okay, I just got your message. I'm looking. It's lighting up my phone right now. So shout out to our other shows. I know Sprout and Dusty is on hiatus. Growing Garden City is out on hiatus. In the Free Zone with Norm is every Wednesday and every Saturday. They're covering high school sports for you guys. The Derek Rilliford show is. We just kind of pop up and do whatever the fuck we want every now and then. We're having coffee chats on Saturday mornings, the Sunday morning sermon on Sunday mornings. Erin is doing the Something's Wrong podcast as soon as she gets her computer fixed. We got all kinds of shit going on here right now. Follow Dusty Grant on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere else. He's doing a lot of live streaming these days. We love Dusty here. Follow the Elkhart tapes. I know none of you have any idea where Elkhart, Kansas is. That's where I grew up. We got a lot of crazy stories coming out of that town. And the Elkhart tapes is chronicling those. We have a new show coming up soon called If You Want to Get Away with Murder. Megan's going to be in on that. Me and Derek are going to be in on that. Derek is our producer. He's backstage right now. You can't see him, but we love that guy. Yeah. Anybody got any final words for us?
No.
Go Dodgers.
Megan says go Dodgers. Be looking out here in a couple weeks. We are going to have a World Series umpire joining us. I'm not going to give you the name right now, but somebody that's on the umpiring crew right now is going to be coming on the show to talk to us. We're really looking forward to that. We will also have Josh McAdams, former Cleveland Indians draft pick, played in the minor leagues for 5 years, plays independent ball right now. Ladies, you're going to watch that one. He is really, really, really pretty. That'll be a good episode. So, everybody have a good night. Sorry we didn't really talk about a whole lot of baseball tonight. Everybody's still kind of hurting except for Megan. She's happy. Peace out. Eric, roll that music.
Well, I don't think it, I thought it, that's different. I said what I said and I meant it, or lamented. Words given weight without thought, and a person the way that I talk, and the way that I ought to be able to pause and to say that the fault can be placed on my arms, and this playful assault to disgrace in his arm. Pray for the day they could wait for the calm. You can't control the storm, only weather it, whether it's 5 weeks and 5 days of rain sideways, or scorched earth, search for death or water left with all the thorns, with the petals gone, settle on the breath of autumn. If the ground fits,